Morning, morning. We are here again doing maths, and it's arithmetic time. We're going to start with our catch-up books open, and you can rule down your lines in order to split your workbook up into 3 sections. Just use about 10 lines down, and then you can work through your bronze, silver and up to gold if you can, and just do until it starts getting too tricky, or do them all if you're used to doing that. Have a go. You can pause the video now, and then we'll get the answers out to you. Pausing now. Okay, so hopefully you've got as much as you can done. So we'll go through the answers now. Here's the answers, and again you can pause those, and I'll put them all up for you. You can pause them and you can go through and tick them. That would be great. See how many you can get right. Are you going to get more right than you did yesterday? And you know, are they harder today, trickier? What do you think? Have a little think about it. Okay, and we're going to move on. You can pause the video and go through and mark those now. Okay. And now we'll move on. We're going to do the starter today, and again we do. Oh, dearie me! Oh my goodness! I'm giving you the answers. We're going to put we're converting meters and centimeters into just centimeters, and you have to know one of the maths facts here, which is how many centimeters are in a meter, or 3 meters for that first one. And if you remember, that was 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. So hopefully you've got that. So with that information, you should be able to work these out. Pause the video again and have a go. So we've got the 3 meters, which is the same as 300 centimeters. Adding that to the 48, we get 348. So this is exactly the same work as you were doing yesterday. So the 7 meters becomes 700, and then it's just 3. There's no tens in that one. So you have to remember to add that 0 into the middle to hold that place for the tens. And then we've got 650 centimeters, which is the same as 6 meters 50. So hopefully you've got those right. And this is for the cool challenge. If you do cool in class, then you would stick to this one. Have a little look, and you might need to pause again and see if you can count how many cubes long it is. And then you can put the answer in, which is 7 cubes. Brilliant. And we're going to be looking at distances today. What is the word distance? What does it mean? It's in a sentence here, or in a question sentence actually. What is the distance between the wildlife park and the bird park? So that word distance, what does it mean in this question? So what does that mean? Have a think. Talk to somebody else if you can. It's always really useful. Talk it out loud. It's really good to, you know, get your thinking going. What does it actually mean, distance? And then we'll move forward. There's Miss B creeping out round the corner. And the word distance is used to describe the length between one place and another place. So if you're going to go from Folkestone to Ashford, which you obviously can't do at the moment, but if you were to do that, the distance would be around about, I think it's about 16 miles or so. Okay. Another thing is to get to London, it's around about sort of 70 miles. So that distance is about 70 miles. Okay, so that's what it means, is the length, or how far it is between one place and another. So let's do some learning. This arrow shows that we've got a distance measurement there, and it says 19 km. 19 km. Distance between the wildlife park and the bird park is about 19 kilometers. 19 kilometers. Can you say that word? Kilometers. And we write the abbreviation, the short term for that, which is a km, and it's lowercase k and a lowercase m for the unit of measure, which is kilometre. Okay, so instead of having to write the word kilometre out every time you do this, you can use that short version of km. Same as centimetres, and just writing cm, and meters just writing M. Okay, it's a really quick way of writing down these units of measurement. That's wild. Look at her she's sitting there. What's she got in there? She got a peacock and a cheeky zebra going on there. Now she's flying a bird. It's a little sparrow, isn't it, that one? I think that they might have shrunk her down for that one. So kilometre, or km, is another unit of length, and we use it for longer distances. 1 kilometre is the same as 1,000 metres. So it's a lot bigger. It's a bigger unit anyway than metres and centimetres. However, we're going up into thousands, so we're looking at higher numbers now. So 1 kilometre is worth or equivalent or equal to 100 metres. Sorry. Oh, goodness me. 1,000 metres. I've been doing too many centimetres into metres, haven't I? 1 kilometre is equal to 1,000 metres. So the length of this football pitch is 100 metres. The length of 10 football pitches is 1,000 metres, or 1 kilometres, because 10 lots of 100 is 1,000. If we count them up, 100, 200, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So 10 lots of 100 metres is 900, 1,000 metres, or 1 kilometre. Got a cable car here. The distance from the cable car station to the mountain top is 1 kilometre, 650 metres. So that's one distance there with two sets of numbers in it, and so it's mixed. It's a mix. They're mixed units. So you've got 1 kilometre, and attached to that is 650 metres. So we know that the distance between the cable car station and the mountaintop is more than 1 kilometre. It's 1 kilometre, 650 metres. And if we were to put this make it all into metres, we would need to partition that out. We know that exactly the same as we did with metres and centimetres, apart from the fact that it's 1,000 metres rather than 100 centimetres. So we can let that sort of slide into the back of our memories now and think about this 1 kilometre being 1,000. 1,000 metres. And we've got 650 metres on the other side, so we can split that into a part-whole model. And then we can choose which one we want to put. Well, obviously, we're changing it from kilometres, and we need it in metres. So we're going to push it all together and recombine those two numbers, and we will get 1,650 metres. 1 kilometre, 650 metres is the same as 1,650 metres. You say, I say, we say. 1 kilometre, 650 metres equals 1,000 metres, and 650 metres equals 1,650 metres. I'm going to say that again. 1 kilometre, 650 metres equals 1,000 metres, and 650 metres equals 1,650 metres. I used and, which is probably okay actually in that number sentence, but it should really have been and add. And I admit my teeth not in my mouth today. There's a little place value grid that slipped in there by mistake, but don't worry about that. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. So we're going to do this little bit together. We're going to be writing in metres today, so you're going to have to change some kilometres into metres, and we want you to do your part-whole model. So let's look at this first one. 1 kilometre, 400 metres equals, and we've got the answer in here. We've got 1,400 metres, and your part-whole model will show you how to do this. So again, you can section your page up So you have the questions on one side and a little about a third of your book. If you rule it down, then you can have a working out column towards the right hand side as you're looking at the book. That will help you have a place to do your working out, which is where we want you to do your part whole and your part whole model. Okay, so you've got 1 kilometre 400, splitting it down, partitioning it into 1 kilometre or 1,000 metres and 400 metres. We're going to recombine that now just using the metres, so it's 1,400 metres. That's the answer that gets put in. So you're going to use a ruler for this and a nice sharp pencil so that it looks really neat. Keep your work nice and tidy. I say, you say, we say. You can share this if you've got an adult in the room that's there, or a sibling, and get them to say it as well. 1 kilometre 400 metres equals 1,000 metres. Add 400 metres equals 1,400 metres. 3 kilometres 45 metres, splitting that down, so 3 kilometres or 300 metres. 45 metres on this side. Put them back together, we get 3,045 metres. Don't forget, if you think of this being in the thousands column, hundreds, tens and ones, this is a tens column, so when we recombine, we've only got tens and ones. We haven't got any hundreds in there, which we did have in this one, and you have to have a place value holder. It can't be 345 metres because that's less than 3,000, so that doesn't work at all. Okay, so we put our answer back in the top. So I say, you say, we say. 3 kilometres 45 metres equals 3,000 metres. Add 45 metres equals 3,045 metres. And have a little practice of that. You can pause the video and do these. Final one, 5 kilometres and just 5 metres. 5 kilometres equals 5,000 metres, and we've got the tiny 5 metres on their own, and that's what the part whole model shows here to help you. The place value grid here. So we've put in 5,000, so we would have 5,000 counters in this column if we had our place value counters. Nothing in the hundreds, nothing in the tens, and at that stage, this stage here, nothing in the ones, and then we can just add in the little ones there. So we would get 5,005. So we would have to put zeros in to hold those places for the hundreds and tens, just in case another number comes along and wants to join the party. So our final recombining is 5,000 metres and 5,005 metres. There we go. And you can do you say, I say, we say, you say, I say, we say, you say. 5 kilometres 5 metres equals 5,000 metres, and 5 metres, which equals 5,005 metres. Right, we're going to look at the map. I need to whiz through this a little bit quickly now because I don't want to keep you too long. Looking at the map and answering the questions. So we've got a map here. We've got the skate park at this end, shopping centre here. Sam's house looks to be like it's in the middle, roughly, or between these 3 distances, and we've got a market down the bottom, and the measurements are between, they look as though they're between the 2 distances, the distance between the 2 places, skate park and Sam's house. It's always good to have a look at diagrams before you start looking at the questions. So 1 kilometre 75 metres, this is 4 kilometres 10 metres, and actually the sort of scale of that looks around about right, maybe not too bad. So let's have a look. Question A, the distance between Sam's house here and the something is the shortest. Well, it's not this one, that's the longest by the looks of it, it's the furthest away. So the shortest one, is it to the market or is it to the skate park? Well, if we look at the biggest ones first, the biggest number first in here, we look at, come across and we're reading it 2 kilometres, and this one is 1 kilometre. So the one that is the shortest is definitely this one, 1 kilometre 75 metres. So that's to the market. That's the shortest one. The distance between the skate park and Sam's house is how many metres? Oh, we've got Sam's house and the skate park. So we've got to put that into meters. So what's this in meters? Is it 2 kilometers equals 2,000 meters? So part whole model would be 2,000 meters plus 305 meters, which is 2,305 meters. Yes. So Sam needs to travel how many kilometers and meters from his house to the shopping centre? So where's his house? His house is here and the shopping centre is here. So that is, he's just going to travel exactly this, 4 kilometres and 10 metres. So these ones we had to change into meters. This one we had to change into meters. This one we didn't. Okay, so that's 4 kilometres and 10 metres. To make sure we read those questions carefully, which is how Miss B wants us to, our steps to success. Draw your part whole models using the ruler and your working out column. When you're drawing lines in the part whole model as well, make sure you do your ruler. You don't have to draw boxes around them or anything like that. You can just put the number in and then just draw your lines to the next connecting number. Put in your units of measure, and they need to be in lowercase. Scientific sort of standard unit, that's how they show, or these particular ones show. So you've got to remember number 5, there's 1,000 metres in a kilometre, so 2 kilometres would be 2,000 metres. Okay, here's the questions, the sorts of questions that you're going to have a look at. So these are here. If you want to pause those, if you haven't got access to a printer, you can pause it here and do the work. It's a little bit pixelated on that one. I've stretched this one, which is why it's got a little bit fuzzy. But do pause them and get as much work done as you can today. I hope that helps. This one again, you're going to write them down, and you can join them up using a ruler, and they should be quite straightforward. And have a good go at that today. Okay, I hope you get on really well with that. And it's Friday, which is great news because we've got a couple of days at home, and Mrs. Ludlow's at home already, as you know. So hopefully you'll have a really nice weekend and be ready to do some more work next week. Okay, you take care. Bye now.